ShartimusPrime. Reading comics, toys are hella sick, hella whacking it, taking bad hits, taking back hits. Subscribe for more things.
I want to play with the toys. I want to open and play with the toys.
Hey, what's up you guys? ShartimusPrime here, doing another Marvel Legends action figure review on the Marvel Studios, the first 10 years, Captain America, the first Avenger movies, Red Skull. If you're trying to pick this up, you can do so at
Big. Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below.
Big thanks to Alex for finding this figure and letting me buy it off him. Thank you very much, Alex, for shipping it out and everything. I actually have 2 more Red Skulls on the way. I'm pretty excited to have 3 Hydra soldiers. I'm calling them Red Skulls right now. But anyway, on the side, you can see a read-up on the 2011 Captain America, the first Avenger movie. And if you want to read it, pause it now. And then you can see this is number 2 from the series. And then on the back, you can see a poster image from Captain America, First Avenger. There's a read-up over here on Red Skull. If you want to read that, go ahead and pause it now. And then on this side, we get the build-in image piece, looking really cool with that concept art of Captain America. I think that's pretty nifty. And then on the top, you get the spot varnished Marvel Studios. Not much more at the bottom. So let's get to it and crack this skull open. And here's our MCU Red Skull figure out of the packaging. Now, it's a little funny that I'm reviewing this retail version of Red Skull after the STCC exclusive version, so I'm probably going to lean more towards my preference of the STCC figure being my preferred MCU Red Skull figure in my Marvel Legends collection, but I think this figure looks really good as a Red Skull. I mean, if this was the only MCU Red Skull figure you had in your collection, it's not a bad look, man. So I do like how it looks. I think it looks a little better as a Hydra soldier. So he does come with 3 different head sculpts as Hydra soldiers, which is really cool. I want to get a closer look at that gun though, and then we'll get a closer look at those head sculpts. Now to actually look at all the accessories that come with this figure, you can see that we get a total of 4 interchangeable heads. We get this Hydra harness right over here, which I'll demonstrate on how to put that on the figure in a little bit. And then we also get this Hydra gun, and we get an interchangeable left hand right here, which I think is pretty awesome. I'm glad that we get that. The regular left hand is a gun holding hand, so if you want your Hydra soldier to hold 2 guns, you can do that, or you can get this supporting hand right over here for this grip right there. So that is pretty nifty, and I do like how this gun looks. You know, you get some nice bright silver paint apps right there, some good sculpted detail throughout. Now, one downside of this gun is I do find it a little tricky getting the trigger finger around the trigger on this. It's just hard to get the finger over there. I just really haven't had a good time trying to make that happen. Yeah, I just feel like that trigger finger is not going to reach all the way over there, so that's a little disappointing, but he could still hold it. So here's looking at the Red Skull head sculpt, and it is the same sculpt that we'd seen on the STCC version, as I mentioned earlier. Comparing these two, I actually like the paint apps more on this retail version than the STCC version. If you saw my video on this one, which I recommend checking out if you haven't already, I just thought this was a little bit too glossy and they had a little bit too much black paint on it. This one I do think is a little bit more film accurate. Now, one thing I want to mention is I did pick up 3 of these Hydra soldiers slash Red Skull figures, and I made sure to keep all the head sculpts with the same body that I'd gotten with the Red Skull figure that I received from Alex. So I'm keeping it all consistent, not cherry picking the best looking head sculpts over here. You know what I mean? I want to be as thorough as I can and give the best review possible. But looking on the side right here, I think the amount of paint apps that we're seeing on this head sculpt just look a lot better than what we saw in the STCC version. And I like how this is a little bit more matted too. There's this slight issue with the left eye. You can see that looks just a little off. It's like that on my STCC version too, and a little extra dot on the left eye right there. But it's like that on the other head sculpts too. Look at this one. That one has it, right? And then this one over here, this one has it as well. So yeah, it's all over the place. And the paint apps on the different head sculpts do look a little different from each other, you know? So yeah, I'm going to probably go with the one that has a more matted look. This one has a lot of paint apps on it. Anyway, looking at the next head sculpt, we have this red lens version right here. And I don't remember the functions of each of the Hydra soldiers, but yeah, this guy has red lenses right there. We've got a little bit of paint splotching on the nose. But I do like the helmet sculpt. It does have a dent on the top of it, which is a little irritating. But looking on the side, the sculpting looks pretty good. I like that. It doesn't look too bad at all. I like these. And then we have the other regular black lens version right here. This is what I remember seeing in the movie more than anything else. So I'm probably going to have them posed with this head sculpt on here. But I like this one the most. This one's my favorite. I really dig that a lot. Paint's look pretty good. Missing just a little above the nose right there, but good flesh tone. I like the helmet sculpts. Nice silver paint apps coming across the top over here. It looks pretty sweet. And then we get the fully masked version, which is like the same black lens version, but it has a gas mask on there. So I think that's pretty nifty that we have that. So the face is totally covered up and everything. That looks pretty cool. Kind of reminds me of Ant-Man just a little bit now that I'm looking at it like that. But yeah. These are all great looking head sculpts. This one's a little stiff. Now looking at the rest of the body, it's not as close to the SDCC Red Skull figure as I thought it would be. I'm just bringing in the Red Skull right here. I mean, look at that. I thought they were the same upper torso, but they are not. So we're getting some pretty good sculpted detail throughout on this. I like the dark green color. The gold looks pretty good. Nice red trim throughout. A little bit of a gap right there, but for the most part, I thought they did a really good job on the paint apps. I like the Hydra skull, or the Hydra logo right there on the side. That looks pretty good, you know. The red trim looks pretty nice, you know, fairly accurate. I don't know what's this kind of weird pattern right over here in the plastic. It doesn't bother me that much, but nice red trim all the way through. That looks really good. And the legs are exactly the same. Of course, we get a different belt and skirt piece and everything, but you can see the legs on the SDCC version right here. It's the same legs that we see on the Hydra Soldier. So nice glossy boots and everything. Looks pretty good. Still has peg holes at the bottom of the feet. And to quickly demonstrate how to put this harness on right here, you get this tab right here where it connects. So all you really need to do is just weave through the left arm, get this coming over the head. You could pop the head off if you want. It'll make things a little bit easier. And then you could just strap that around, and then you can get this all tabbed right in there. And it's not too difficult to do. A little trickier to do while on camera, but there it goes, tabbed in. And that harness looks pretty good, man. I like that. I like the details that we're seeing on it. You know, nice silver paint apps throughout. And the pouches and stuff across the top right here are out. No, these are cartridges or whatever. Then here's the back. Not looking too bad. Yeah, so I like this whole harness piece. It's pretty sweet. Now to measure out the height of this Hydra Soldier / Red Skull figure, you can see the top of the helmet over there. He's just a little over 6 inches tall. And then here's our Hydra Soldier figure next to the SDCC exclusive Red Skull. These two look very cool side by side over here. One thing I wanted to show off is this Red Skull next to this Red Skull, because I have multiples, so I could make that comparison. And I do like the SDCC more. I mean, the trench coat looks really cool, but again, if this is your only MCU Red Skull figure for your Marvel Legends, it's not a bad look. Now, one thing I had complained about with this SDCC version is that he has no gun holding hand. I wish he had interchangeable hands, but you can pop off one of the trigger hands from the Hydra Soldier, and you could go ahead and port it on there, and boom, there you go. Now I have a SDCC Red Skull that can hold a gun, so that's pretty nifty that you could do that. You could also swap these out with the fists too if you want to do that. If you want the Red Skull taking matters into his own hands, yeah, that's cool that you can do that. So now you can get him holding a weapon and everything. That's pretty sweet. And then to compare this MCU Hydra Soldier next to the comic version of the Hydra Soldier, we have the Hydra Soldier from the TRU. I miss it. 2-pack. And yeah, you can see the Hydra symbol right there on the shoulder. I do like that they're pretty consistent with that. And I've always been happy that they used a very dark green color for their suits too. I thought that was very clever. Then I had to bring this figure back out in Red Skull form, comparing it to the first Avenger Marvel Legends Captain America figure. And I really wish that we could get a first 10 years updated version of this kind of cap. This is still probably my favorite Captain America suit. And then here's a Red Skull / Hydra Soldier figure in the Red Skull form over here. Next to the only other two single-carded first 10 years figures from this series, we have Ronin, and we have my second Mark 7 Iron Man, which still has the feet placed on the wrong side. So it looks like that's a factory defect just for all of them. That's a bit of a bummer, or a letdown. And then here's a Hydra Soldier next to the Marvel Legends Big Time Letdown Spider-Man. I gotta thank you guys for watching my video. I appreciate your guys' time. I also appreciate it when you guys hit that like button if you like the video, and please leave a comment down below letting me know what you think of this Hydra Soldier / Red Skull figure, and please let me know what you think of the review. If you have not hit that subscribe button, please go ahead and do so, as well as the notification bell. I really like this figure, and I love having 3 of them. I just think they look really awesome like this. I couldn't just get one. I had to get 3, man. Maybe I might get more in the future, but I don't think I'm gonna go more than 3. I think this is pretty awesome the way it is right over here. So I think it's a very good looking piece. It's a figure that I've been wanting for my Marvel Legends collection for quite some time, and I think they did a really good job with it. I don't really have many complaints over here. I'm very pleased with this figure, so I'm giving it a Sun rating of... And I think I'm mostly giving it that rating because of all the interchangeable heads. I think that was just a very wise move. I think Hasbro's been pretty clever lately, and yeah, I think that was a really good choice. And I'm curious to know what you guys think, so once again, go ahead and leave a comment down below. If you'd like to stay in touch with the Marvel news, forums, and photo galleries, that's all over at marvelousnews.com. And if you want to stay in touch with me on the social media, you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch. Links to everything in the description below. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.
Crispy.
Hey, new ShartimusPrime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't.
Your face,